Since the inception of the Tinubu-led administration, one of the cardinal objectives of the federal government is to diversify the economy through mechanized agriculture, food production and distribution, thereby leading to food security and reduction in cost of staple foods in the market. To achieve this, the federal government partnered with farmers across Nigeria. The initiative has been executed across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. For instance, in Adamawa State, northeast Nigeria, prior to President Tinubu's administration, Nigeria's agricultural sector faced myriad of challenges that threatened both national food security and economic stability. The state, which traditionally is an agrarian state, was significantly affected by the activities of Boko Haram. This forced many residents of farming communities out of their livelihoods. In addition to the Boko Haram insurgency, issues such as banditry, communal conflicts and clashes between herders and farmers further contributed to the decline in farming activities. However, the story is gradually changing with improved security and strategic interventions introduced by the Tinubu-led administration. A new dawn is rising. In Demsa and Numan local government areas, located along the banks of the River Benue, these areas have long struggled with resource-based conflicts, as well as frequent clashes between farmers and herders. Today, Glory Oshofison, a rice farmer, tells a different story.
I am a farmer. I do farm rice. I farm maize, groundnut before for my family consumption. But now, it's now a business. We used to farm rice. Before we used to get like 5 bags just for family consumption. But now, when we farm, it's now a business. We now get like 200 bags above. So we use it to support our family.
The federal government intervened through provision of soft loans, subsidies on farm inputs and access to affordable fertilizers. Another rice farmer and community leader in Gere local government area, Phineas Elisha, as well as other farmers, extolled the administration's efforts, but says more is needed to make credit truly accessible.
I saw people farming and making it. I said, let me just try. With no experience, I went about seeking for advice. I was given advice, and I had a farm. And believe you me, the outcome of the farm, like it was a boom. I was so happy. I was saying, so what have I been doing in the city? I would have come home long before now.
As you are looking at this farm, as you are looking at it, we are not able to even maybe harrow it. We just plant it like this because we have the capacity is so little. That is why you see we do it this way. But under normal circumstances, we are supposed to at least till the soil. The next important diversity in this particular country is agriculture, like the president has been doing, not only the agricultural sector, even the livestock. And I'm so happy that he found it necessary to create even the Federal Ministry for Livestock Development. So in the case of agriculture, if we have the funding, if we have the finances, the federal government will come in to reduce the cost of herbicide, subsidize it for the farmers, and it should go to the right person.
One of the largest rice mills in Demsa, operating in the northwest region of the country, HW Mill Company. The party procurement and engagement manager highlights the transformation introduced by President Tinubu's administration, while pointing out key areas the government can support farmers.
Going by present government interventions in terms of funding, farm implements and support from various levels, right from the local government, state and federal level. The government at all levels are trying to support the farmers, because we have seen instances where communities will go group themselves, register as an organization and seek for soft loan, that is agricultural value chain loan from the development banks as support. So a lot of people are engaged in farming, and some that are also engaged in other activities are now shifting to the farming, because farming is a lucrative business now.
During his visit to the Northeast, Vice President Kashim Shettima highlighted new mechanisms designed to promote sustainable agriculture nationwide.
The administration has rolled out various interventions to boost agricultural productivity and reduce our dependence on food imports. Calabar's role in this vision is central.
In Osun State, southwest Nigeria, the President Tinubu agricultural revolution settled among cocoa farmers in the area. The history of cocoa production in Nigeria dates back to the late 19th century. It has played a vital role in the country's agricultural and economic development. Cocoa was introduced by British colonialists in the late 1800s to early 1900s and was first cultivated in Calabar. However, successful large-scale cultivation began in the Old Western region, particularly in Ondo, Ogun, Ekiti and Oyo states, where it quickly became a major cash crop. Cocoa production boomed after World War II, and by the 1950s and 1960s, Nigeria had become the second largest cocoa producer in the world, behind Ghana. At the time, it was the backbone of Nigeria's economy and the top foreign exchange earner prior to the discovery of oil. This success was driven in part by the Western Nigeria Marketing Board, which played a pivotal role in supporting farmers and stabilizing cocoa prices. However, the discovery of crude oil in commercial quantities in the late 1950s and the subsequent oil boom of the 1970s and 1980s led to a major shift in focus from agriculture to oil. This discouraged cocoa farmers and led to a steady decline in production. Young people also left rural areas in search of better opportunities, contributing to increased rural-urban migration. Prior to the current administration, various efforts were made to revitalize cocoa production, but they yielded little or no results until last year, when farmers began to truly reap the rewards of their labor. At Etioni, Ikpetu Ijesha in Oriade local government area, as well as Owode Farm in Ede, revealed that many cocoa farmers now enjoy improved living conditions. They are now able to afford luxury items and ride in expensive vehicles thanks to the sharp increase in cocoa prices.
I made over 30 million naira last year, but before Tinubu came into power, we sell at low prices. We are now enjoying. We thank the current government. We farmers are enjoying the administration. Before we sell a kilogram of cocoa for 1,000 naira to 1,500 naira. But things have changed. Those who could not afford to build houses now have their houses. We now buy cars. Farmers constitute large percentage of Hajj pilgrims this year. We still want government to help us to ensure cocoa price increases. All the farmers now have different projects embarked upon. They have different cars.
The farmers also confirmed that a large number of Muslims who performed the 2024 and 2025 Hajj pilgrimage were cocoa farmers. Akinlabi Obisesan, who has been a cocoa farmer for over 50 years, said the income he earned from cocoa sales last year was unprecedented.
All of us are thanking God and the federal government. We are very surprised that the last 2 years have been very good for us. Farmers with motorcycle now use cars.
With a ton of cocoa now selling for several million naira, farmers are full of gratitude to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the gains they have experienced after years of hardship and labor in the sector.
This Tinubu administration is helpful. Our income has improved. We thank the president and his cabinet member. I bought my car last year and I'm comfortable. I'm even planning to buy another expensive car this year.
Another cocoa dealer described the government's cocoa policies as highly favorable to farmers, leading to increased productivity and income.
Now, government policy
Government policies favor farmers. They collect tax. We now sell at price that pay us. Exporters are allowed to come from different countries to buy from us. There is competition that is good for farmer.
Two agricultural economists from Osun State University, Dr. Akintude and Dr. Idris Adeni, attributed the soaring price of cocoa to factors such as exchange rate fluctuations, a competitive market system, and market liberalization. They also called for the establishment of more farm settlements across the country and the provision of housing and other incentives to encourage youth participation in agriculture.
That time when Abuja now established that farm settlement, it's government land. They built house, they supply inputs, there's land for you to cultivate cocoa. So they even build houses there for farmers. And apart from land for crop, for cash crop, for tree crops like cocoa, there's a land allocated for arable crops.
A single dollar is in the neighborhood of 2,000 naira. It's about 1,008 or thereabouts. That period compared to now, you can imagine that if cocoa, a ton of cocoa had sold for, say, 2 million naira by then, now that we have a price of dollar that is like 3 times more than what it was exchanged for 2 years ago, then a ton will now be sold in the neighborhood of 6 million naira. And that makes the farmer to have good value for their produce.
Dr. Idris Adeni also shared her experience from a recent visit to a cocoa producing community in Ikinwa, where she witnessed firsthand the transformation of local livelihoods.
Imagination was totally beaten when we were on the field last December, because we see luxury that you cannot even find in the house of a modest civil servant. You see them locked there in their farms, in their farmstead where they live. They have electricity, they can afford generator, they drive good cars that is even far better than the cars that we took to them on the farm. And they were even more or less preaching the gospel of farming to us, that we should not be limited to farmers, pen farmers.
The economist emphasized that beyond cocoa, youth should also be encouraged to engage in cashew and palm oil production as a way to diversify income and strengthen food security. In the south-south region of Nigeria, the Tinubu agricultural revolution arrives the ancient city of Calabar, Cross River State. It is worthy of note that Nigeria's farmers make up 1/3 of the country's workforce, yet agriculture contributes just under 1/4 of the national GDP. This triggered President Bola Tinubu's bold agricultural reforms. At the heart of these reforms is a promise to make food security a national priority. President Tinubu restructured the Agriculture Ministry itself, created a 100 billion naira agricultural development fund, and approved a 150-day duty-free window for grain importation. The president also committed to low-interest loans for farmers, over 2 million bags of fertilizers, cultivation of 500,000 hectares for dry season farming, and 10,000 tractors through public-private partnerships. For decades, agriculture has been the heartbeat of this region, with most families carrying on farming traditions passed down through the years. Here, cocoa is king. The locals call it cocoa, a nut to the glossy red and yellow pods that hang heavy on sturdy trees lining almost every farmstead. Ikom ranks amongst Nigeria's top cocoa producing areas. Her fertile soil also grows richly cassava, plantain, yam, banana and oil palm. For long, farmers have been asking for access to government support to get them directly without middlemen. Now, with President Tinubu's agricultural reforms gaining momentum, farmers are beginning to see new opportunities, improved access to farming inputs, better pricing, and a renewed focus on infrastructure, which is not only lifting the livelihoods of farmers, but also boosting the border economy of Cross River State.
The president has tried. He has tried his best, but he has not done it all for us. Because why? Number one, the access road to this place, people saw it as we were coming. You saw the challenges. Number two, we don't have chemicals. Even the seedlings we don't have. Those who are trying to raise seedlings, you see they sell us at 1,000 naira per seedlings. These are the things, those are our challenges we want Mr. President to help us so that to enhance our effort.
I want to give kudos to him because long ago we heard of the abolition of cocoa bud. But if Mr. President can bring cocoa bud now, in fact, that will be the best, and Nigeria will be a leading country. And more farms should be established. Our state government has gone into that, trying to see how 6 farms can be developed in 6 different local governments, in addition to what we have. If Mr. President comes up with a policy for the federal government to own farms, it will be better.
The Tinubu agricultural revolution train hits Kogi State, north-central Nigeria, a state once plagued by poor yields, high costs and neglect. Today, rice farmers are witnessing a new dawn, one they acknowledge is driven by government policy, purpose and promise. The launch of President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda has repositioned agriculture. Once a forgotten frontier, the sector is reclaiming its place as the backbone of Nigeria's economy. But how much of this revolution has reached the grassroots?
This is the farm that even government assists us with tractor. Then before, formerly we used to farm. When we used to farm, our seedling that we used to do rice farming. That time, before we do it, before we start harvesting it, you see flood will take over everything. But since government have been assisting us with their own seed, we harvest before flood will take over the land.
With the help of those support they give to us, we'll be able to expand. We do more of what we used to do. We didn't do small. We'll be able to carry out, add more to it, and by that, our market has been made open to us. We sell at what we want. Nobody forces us to. There's no fixed price for us.
Last year, we got a seed from government known as Faru 44, in which formerly our former practice is Kwandala. One, Faru 44, you can use it for rice, you can use it for tuwo, and other activities. Last year, I got almost 75 bags. But this present season, I'm expecting 150 to 200.
There are over 76 rice farm clusters across the 21 local government areas of Kogi State. Among them are Ibaji, Geregu, Basa, Ejiba, Girinya, Emiworo, Okumi, Kotunkafe, and others. The Value Chain Development Program funded by IFAD and run by the federal government supports rich rice smallholder farmers by improving productivity, promoting agro-processing, and enhancing market access. Ibrahim was born and raised in Okumi community for generations. Rice farming has been his family's source of livelihood. According to him, through the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu, changes is now visible.
Government used to support us with seed and chemical and water pump and who. So we used to get those support from government. If I get 40 bag, I set 30 bag, I drop 10 bag for eating. Understand? So that I will use it to support myself for next year, the floor time farming, that we are going to be manage that one and eating for next time farming.
Before this wave of policies, the reality for many farmers in Kogi State was grim, with poor access to seedlings, reliance on rain-fed farming, and financial exclusion.
Even before, our people, they go they hear, but now, I thank God, me I they get. If they bring, they reach me. Even my farm, you can see my farm. I even thank God. All those things where they bring, they reach my place, and I thank God. Even before, when they use my strength, they do farm. But now, that one don't reduce.
Through the federal government's initiatives, many farmers now received improved seedlings, fertilizers, and even tractors at subsidized rates. Rice is one of Kogi's biggest exports. This staple feeds its growing population, supports large-scale sales, and puts more money in the pockets of farmers.
If I can farm like I can get like a 3 ton. But since we government are giving us input, fertilizer, organic chemical, super grow chemical, and tractors, I can get like 6 ton in my farm. It's only this thing that I can take to help my children.
Since I retired from service last year, October 16th, I ventured into farming, and I did dry season farming, which I got about a 6 bag. And since then, I want to express the rain season one again, which I've increased the farm to almost 4 places now. Can see one, one up.
Last year, rice were plants, it germinates well. So as I sell them, now so I get money. This year, I want make government to do and pass that last year. So now that rice, they take the feed. Now that rice, they carry the money, they use they carry children go school.
With the state of emergency in the agricultural sector, the farmers say these efforts are driving a shift toward market-oriented farming through dry season initiatives and landmark bank utilization. Building on this momentum, bold agricultural reforms have reduced Nigeria's reliance on rice imports and empowered them through improved transport and milling infrastructure.
Most of the centers in the state, the milling, we have more than 500 tons in a day. Most of the mills are motorable, and we have little challenges of security, but it's not all that much. And those people coming from the waterways, the report we are getting from them is just one or two pockets of challenges.
The Kogi state government pledges continued collaboration with the Tinubu-led administration to deliver agricultural benefits to its people.
The partnership has been very, very wonderful. The federal government, the state and the local government, and by extension the farmers, have been doing all we can to make sure we sustain that food security, food sufficiency policy.
Despite challenges like flooding caused by climate shocks and demands for expanded farmlands, farmers in Kogi State say that they are not where they used to be. Niger State, in north-central Nigeria, is the next in the Tinubu agricultural revolution. Across the dry plains of Nigeria, this small seed is making big impact. A tiny seed rich in oil, culture, and economic power, lifting communities out of poverty and putting Nigeria on the global agricultural map. Locally known as Benny seed, sesame is fast becoming one of the country's top export crops. For farmers of Niger State, these tiny seeds is the start of something big for their lives and families.
We normally farm it by August to December, but where we went and buy our seed, there they always farm it 2 times, 3 times, and we want to practice it in Ebo here too. This year we have started.
Try by error. Yes, sir. Whether I will gain or I will lose, I will only test.
Sesame thrives where other crops struggle. It requires little water and grows well in poor soil, making it ideal for the arid lands of northern Nigeria. Every farming season in Ebo, young men and women take to the fields not just to plant, but to secure their future.
I dey do this business and I dey farm, and I take thank God. I do first marriage, and I do second marriage. I buy car, I build house for this work. I thank God. I dey see money for this business I build for my farm. I dey see for the business at least every year. I will see like 3 million, some year 4 million for the business.
Last year, at the end of the year, I got about 50 bags. All the expenses I made in that farm is something like 400,000 naira. And at the end of the year, I realized more than 3 point something million there. Yes. I used to farm like just like 2 to 3 hectares of farmland before. But due to what I have today and this year and the plan I have, I was able to increase it to 7 hectares, and I still have enough land again.
But the journey from seed to sale is not without challenges. Most farmers still rely on basic farm tools. Many lack access to improved seeds, mechanized equipment, or climate information. Nigeria exports over 300,000 metric tons of sesame annually to countries like Japan, China, Turkey, and the UAE. But here at home, farmers say they are just scratching the surface.
The price as of last year, it was very, very okay. And I think that's the reason why the farmers, even people from the city, they came to the village to come and plant the benin seed. But this year, in fact, it was very, very bad because the price was not okay at all. And the farmers was very, very disappointed. Even we, the buyers that we used to buy and then take it to where we used to take it to. In fact, we are not even happy.
Due to limited resources, that even if I do the whole farm, at the end of the day, something like chemical, like the fertilizer that I was supposed to apply, we also apply insecticide, I may not be able to have money to buy all those things. And that time of production is the major problem. And honestly, we don't have any way. If government can help us to get something like fertilizer, like this pesticide, like even found to expand our farm, you will say at the end of the day we should be able to do something. Previously they used to give out loan to farmers, but now we don't know what is going on, and the ones they give will do pay back, but now they don't give us again. If they give us the loan, honestly it's going to help us a lot, and it's going to help the government too in the process of revenue generation.
The future of Sesame Nigeria lies in innovation and inclusion. The train moves to Ekiti State, the world of cassava farming where tradition meets innovation and potential meets prosperity. Cassava is a staple crop in many countries including Nigeria. It's a vital source of food income and employment for millions of people. But cassava farming is more than a means of survival. It's a key driver of national development and growth. This is Abuja Farms, located in Ekiti North Senatorial District, which cultivates about 5,000 hectares of cassava with plans to extend further. This farm thrives on superior knowledge,